Hi guys, my name is Amir, welcome to Racing Heart, and today we're gonna do the auto news. Scott Berner, a guy from Kentucky, set a world record while reversing. He did it in his Corvette C7 and he reached a speed of 87 kilometers per hour. He covered a distance of 1.6 kilometers and it took him only 1 minutes and 15.18 seconds to do so. The dude even has a YouTube channel apparently, and it's called Always in Reverse. So I guess you can check it out. All his content is he is only reversing in his cars. Chrysler had sold all of its limited edition 300Cs within 12 hours. Actually, I was surprised that Chrysler 300C is still in production because I thought it was dead long ago, like I thought it was discontinued like 3 years ago or something like that. But Chrysler is finally discontinuing the 300C. I love the car, but it's kind of outdated and not modern in any way. They will be making a limited edition of the 300C, which will be produced in 2002 examples. It will be powered by a 6.4 liters V8 Hemi that will produce 484 horsepower. I guess the question why didn't they put the Hellcat engine into this final production end of the run tribute is a question that will never be answered. Mazda MX-5 fans broke a world record. Fans of Mazda MX-5 set a world record for the biggest gathering of Mazda's MX-5s in the same spot. And the previous record was held in Japan and 683 people showed up and participated in that event. This time it was held in Modena and 707 cars showed up. Nice. 2024 Mercedes C63 S E Perfomance. I was always a fan of the compact AMG sedans, such as the C63, the C55, the C43, and 190E 2.316. Yeah, well, it's a nice name. So the Mercedes unveiled their new C63 AMG and decided to make the press release in this sort of tacky F1 commentary type of way, which I didn't quite like.
You're watching around the world. Welcome on this exciting day. The all-new AMG C63 S.
So the car will have all-wheel drive, it will have quadra steering, and it will be a 4-cylinder hybrid.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Yes. The car will make a whopping 670 horsepower. Just in comparison, the previous car was making 503. The electric motor on the new generation car produces 201 horsepower, which is more than the Cosworth engine in the 100E 2.316, which I find to be mind-blowing actually. When the W206 generation was presented, I didn't quite like the styling because it looked like a shapeless blob for me. I don't know why I didn't like it. It looked like a marshmallow. But I like the AMG version because it makes the car more aggressive and more sort of bitey and all of that. So AMG makes cars more better. Another one. Brabus had unveiled their yet another pickup truck. It's called the P900 Rocket Edition, which will have a fully carbon fiber body, will produce 900 horsepower, hence the name, and it will be powered by a 4.5 stroker V8 that will have 2 turbochargers, and they're only making 10 examples of those, which I'm sure will be sold like within a couple of days.
Another one.
Porsche renders. Porsche gave us the first look on their Vision GT Spyder, which will be specifically made for the Gran Turismo game. Porsche showed us their Vision GT Spyder, which will be specifically made for the Gran Turismo 7. Actually, the renders remind me of the Mercedes McLaren SLR Sterling Moss. I mean, look at them, they're so alike looking. And I actually like the fact that companies are more interested in the gaming world and they're making limited editions here and there. Yeah, and it's a nice move by the car manufacturers, I kind of like it. First look on the 2023 Alpine XB7. Alpine made their own version of the facelifted X7, which to say the least is not one of the best looking SUVs on the market. I mean, it looks hilarious. This one will look better in my opinion. I mean, look at the regular X7 and look at the Alpina version of it. This one will have a 4.4 liter V8 that will produce 523 horsepower with a hybrid system. It will have their iconic Alpina wheels made in 23-inch diameter, and obviously it will have a different interior, a different exterior. It will have sort of special touches by Alpine. And actually, I never understood Alpine. The pricing will start from $146,000 US, and it will start growing depending on the options. Ford will be recalling their third generation Raptors due to badly tightened wheel nuts. This issue affected 37 owners. NHTSA got on the issue, and certain Raptors 37s will be recalled. So if you have a Raptor that you recently bought, make sure that you tighten
these nuts. Got him!
a charging road. Japan had started testing of built-in road modules that will charge electric cars wirelessly. They're planning to integrate this technology by the end of 2025, which, to say the least, is very ambitious. The main goal of the concrete manufacturers is to produce a material that will be able to withstand the usages of a regular road and making a material that can put the modules as close to the surface as possible. They're already stating that they already had tested this technology on a special polygon with a small hatchback that was able to drive while charging. They didn't state if it was a regular production car or it was a special car that was designed for this test. But here's the thing. The maximum speed that they could reach was 15 kilometers per hour, which is not a lot, but they're stating that they will be mainly using this technology for like public buses and public transport. I don't know about you, but this sort of electric future looks like a bunch of cringes for me. Can you imagine, like, for example, if it was a car that was that had an internal combustion engine that needed a specific road in order to be used or to be efficient or something like that? No more V6 diesel in the rain truck. Dodge announced that they will be dropping their V6 3.0 Eco Diesel from their lineup. So if you were planning to buy one, this is the perfect opportunity to do so. Due to the fact that I highly doubt that they will be bringing any sort of diesels anytime soon, because Dodge is a part of Stellantis, which is made of Peugeot, Citroën, Fiat, who else? Maserati, Abarth, Opel, Vauxhall, and it's a weird combo that is well headed into electric future. Good news! Some Dacia news. Dacia introduced this render, which is actually made to get people away from this sort of image. Like when you say Dacia or Dacia, doesn't matter. When you say Dacia, this is sort of the cars that you picture. And since Dacia is a part of Renault, they're stated that there will be a Renaulution movement. So this is why we see all those renders all over the place, that there will be like brutal looking awesome renders and stuff like that. They want to get more young people into the brand, and thus we see renders like that and like that. And it seems to be working actually. Good work. Xpeng announced their plans on revealing their flying car. As long as I was a kid, I always remembered these talks about just in a moment cars will be flying and our way of transportation will change dramatically. Well, it's one of those statements. This thing is called the Voyager X2. It has a maximum speed of 135 kilometers per hour, can take you up to 1,000 meters into the air, and can stay airborne for 35 minutes. I wonder what happens after the 37th minute comes by. But here's the thing that nobody actually talks about. As when an object becomes airborne, it obeys the laws of air traffic control. That means that there are restrictions over the areas that you cannot fly above. That means that you have to obey the air traffic, and you need a special pilot's license and stuff like that. On top of that, flying objects have different maintenance schedules and different maintenance procedures. And on top of that, they have different insurance policies, and the list goes on. So yeah, for the sake of this video, we're not gonna call it a car because I don't see any wheels on this object. Therefore, it cannot drive. We're just gonna call it a quadricopter that can take up to 2 people. The company stated that it will be used mainly for deliveries and air taxis. I'm not quite sure it will become mainstream, but you know, you never know.
Helicopter, helicopter. Paracopter, paracopter.
Thank you for watching. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and we will see you next week.